Ah,
here.
great, thank you.
Sorry, we don't allow laptop.
Oh.
And we have notice here. So
Why?
when we allowed the laptop, the people, when one people saw they are using one laptop, then other they are also coming. So we don't get the table for who really wants to eat the food.
So no problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
I'm gonna put my laptop in the bag.
thank you so much for
Yeah.
understanding, and thank you for the helping.
You'll find that at a lot of places in Lisbon, they'll actually have a little sign on the table that says no laptops. But the question is, why did even so many digital nomads show up in Lisbon? And is it even that good of a place to work remotely? Before talking about why this city works or doesn't work for me as a place to work remotely, I'm going to talk about the things I really love about Lisbon. So let's start there with the things that make Lisbon great. That was my favorite Lisbon breakfast spot. And it was interesting though, right? You saw the lady came over and asked that I close my laptop. And that's happened more than once here. Even though I'm out having a coffee or having breakfast or eating food and spending money, the owner or the manager might come over and say, hey, no laptops. I feel like there's a little bit of adversarial relationship here with digital nomads, and they probably bought it on themselves, where the businesses don't want them there. They camp out, they don't spend any money, and they're on their computer. But there's so much hype that goes into saying, Lisbon, digital nomads, we want you. And where did that all come from? It actually came from the Minister of Labor, Godinho, the current Minister of Labor. If you go back to 2017, she launched a plan when she was head of tourism at the time that said you can't skip life. And she launched that to increase tourism. You get 2 million tourists a year to Portugal, to Lisbon, and you have 500,000 people living here. So tourism is a huge part of their economy. And now what she's done, she's taken all her great marketing skills and she's attracting remote workers, retirees, with a lot of aggressive campaigns to get them to come here. But you know, you come here as a digital nomad and not all is perfect. There's some things that are broken. I'm gonna talk about that shortly. But first, I wanna share with you some of the things I really love about Lisbon. So let's get started. There's a lot of things to love about Lisbon, and this is one of them. You come out here to the park or this little plaza, have a coffee or a glass of wine, but I'm not sure if it's the best city to work remotely or for digital nomads. You know, they have a saying in Portuguese called para ver inglês, show for the Englishman, more show, less substance. And I feel like that's what a lot of the PR has been, attracting digital nomads to Lisbon, and they put a lot of effort and energy into it. And I'm just not sure if this is the best city. I know there's other parts of Portugal where people are going to work remotely. I was at the coast recently and it was absolutely stunning. I want to show you just for a second what I'm talking about. Hey guys, I just want to take one quick second to say I'm on the Portugal coastline right now. It is absolutely stunning, it is absolutely beautiful. And how is it for working remotely or living down here? I'm not sure. Gonna have to save that topic for a different video. I just want to take a quick second from my Lisbon video and say just how beautiful the Portugal coastline is. The Portugal coast is unbelievable. But for this video, talking about Lisbon, let's take a break, go have an espresso, and catch up with you guys over here. You come out here to these cafes, you have some nice coffee or a glass of wine or a beer or read the newspaper or do some writing. It's quite special. And I feel like Lisbon is the perfect city to come for maybe 5 days with your significant other, have a nice hotel, enjoy the architecture, have great food, have more coffee, and do another thing that I really love in Lisbon is go have gelato. Let's go do that next. Pistachio gelato. It's another thing to love about Lisbon. All the amazing gelato. Pistachio gelato, wine, coffee, all that slow life, take it easy, enjoy dinner. It's all great here. But there's some drawbacks, and I don't know if it's the best city to work remotely or as a digital nomad, and here's why. Number one, too much tourists. Look around, this city's made for tourists. It doesn't feel like an ecosystem of startups or remote workers or digital nomads. The second deal breaker for me is Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi connection is spotty, it's unstable. The locals will say you can get good Wi-Fi, but what I'm talking about is when you go to other cities in Japan or in Thailand, immediately you have good Wi-Fi. At cafes or a hotspot on your phone, you just don't have that here. The connection's hit and miss, and if you're like me, if you're uploading video or if you're doing some programming, it's not going to be the ideal spot for you. Another thing is, and this might be the case for all of Europe, too much smoking. Everywhere you go, you cannot escape tobacco and cigarettes. So that's a deal breaker for me. Another one would be urgency. People say this is a slow life and you need to adapt. I like to be in energizing cities, energizing places where there is urgency. There's too many holidays here. I was here last week and I went to the gym maybe 4 times and it was closed randomly. So it's just not enough consistent city-like feel. But I think Lisbon's a great place to visit for a few days, maybe with your significant other. Enjoy gelato, enjoy all the good food. Now, I'm gonna go hop on the metro and enjoy more food. I'll catch up with you shortly. One more thing I'm not too sure about working from Lisbon. It's just an overall collective energy, a feeling of melancholy. You can hear it in the music here. You feel it with the people, some of the locals here from Lisbon. It just feels like a little bit of heaviness. That's just one more thing. That's one more reason why I'm not sure if Lisbon would be the right city for me to work from, but it's not all bad. There's still some great things to share with you about being in Lisbon, maybe working from Lisbon. So let's go check out something else I love about being in Lisbon. Melancholy or not, Lisbon's still great for doing this thing, having a delicious glass of red wine from Portugal, a great fish dinner that costs less than $20 US. Oh, by the way, cost of living in Lisbon is no longer super affordable like they say it once was, maybe 3 years ago. Now it's quite expensive. I feel like, in a way, Lisbon's a city in conflict in regard to digital nomads. You have Godinho, who's doubling down. She's saying she wants more digital nomads. You have a lot of the population that's saying, no, we're resisting. We don't want them anymore. As we saw in the opening scene where I was told to close my laptop. But for this right here, for doing this right here, enjoying some Portuguese red wine, having a great dinner, stopping for gelato or a coffee, Lisbon's great. It's just not my first choice as a place to work remotely or to be a digital nomad. I think there's other places that are better for that, such as Thailand. Until next time, everyone, coming to you from Lisbon, time to say farewell.